Hey everybody, welcome to the Prime Forecast. My name is Bryce.
Ross.
Alex.
And Chris is gone today on a mission. We don't know when he'll be back. Probably next week.
Probably.
So there's not much going on in the news, or at least not much that we want to talk about or care to talk about. R. Kelly is apparently getting, there's a warrant actually out for his arrest now. Yep. So that's good. That's all we're going to talk about on that.
So he ain't never coming back?
Nope. This is going to be probably video game heavy podcast, so just prepare your butts for that.
Well, there's some TV and movie type stuff too, but
that's true.
There's got to be some hip hop news.
For hip hop, there's a lot of rappers getting arrested and or shot, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know much about any of it because they're not rappers that I really follow or anything like that. Rest in peace to the gentleman that was shot. There's a lot of controversy regarding that, but we're not going to discuss that because we don't have all the details.
Just sucks it was at Taco Bell though.
That's fucked up. Taco Bell is a sacred place, and no one should desecrate a Taco Bell. That's I mean, they desecrate the bathrooms, but nothing.
All I know is it said it was like 6 cops and one guy.
Well, we're not going to talk about it.
That's all
we're
I'm
not
saying.
going to talk about
That's
it.
all I'm saying.
Okay. So for hip hop news, we got a new De La Soul album that was announced, and it's apparently produced by Pete Rock and DJ Premier, and that was announced on Twitter. For those of you who do not know De La Soul, they're a pretty prestigious rap group, hip hop duos, I guess you could call them. I noticed them first solely from their feature on Gorillaz on Feel Good Inc., and that's pretty much how I discovered them, I guess you could say. I haven't listened to too much about them, but DJ Premier I know a lot about in the sense that he is a part of Gangstar, the other hip-hop duo.
Okay.
So DJ Premier is from Gangstar, which is a very prestigious rap duo, just like De La Soul. So them kind of getting together is actually pretty fucking cool. Do you guys have anything that you want to talk about with hip-hop? Anything that,
doesn't involve kid diddling or...
Kid diddling, death, anything like that. The usual.
What's Kanye up to?
Probably not much.
Not getting Yandy out.
Nope, we know that. We know that. So like I said, it's a pretty much dead week for hip hop. Oh, that's a bad
Jesus
joke.
Christ.
Bleep that one.
Yeah.
I didn't mean that one.
Too soon.
Too soon. Rest in peace to that young man who was killed. I did not mean that as a joke from what I said before.
I think everyone knows that.
It will be bleeped. They won't even know about
Do you want it bleeped? Okay,
No,
sure.
I don't care.
Yeah.
So let's just move on to gaming. The next topic, gaming. There is not a lot of this either, so let's bitch about Apex Legends. Ross, have you played it yet?
No, but
Alex.
I watched him play it.
I've played it. We talked about this last week.
We've played it together. So let me preface this by saying it's not a bad game, but let me also preface that it's not an amazing game like everybody's making it out to be. It is playable. I've been playing it solely for the past 2 weeks, however long it's been out.
I've played it on the weekends, but I don't really play it during the week at all.
Yeah, I play with other Chris during the weekdays, and we've gotten some wins and stuff. And I've just grown to hate the game more. Like, I find more shit bad with it. Like, this whole entire week, they said they fixed all the drops and shit. Other Chris, was dropping every other game. Literally every other game without fail.
Well, that's probably the 2080 Ti, though.
No, he rolled back his drivers, which fixed it for a while, and then they released a patch, which was dropping him again, and then they said, oh, if you play Mirage, you get dropped. So he was playing Mirage, and he was getting dropped, like every other game. And then he started using someone else, and then he was getting dropped, like, almost every other game after that, too. And I didn't get dropped as much as I did previously, but the servers still slow down to slag speed where everybody could catch up, and that's kind of a fun time because everybody's like slow, like Matrix bullet timing, trying to shoot each other, and you can just like dodge the bullets completely, like without a doubt. One thing I've noticed though is balancing. When you add powers to a battle royale game, unique powers, that introduces balancing, which makes it an awful experience in battle royale. There's a character, Caustic, that I played that I like I like his abilities. However, they are absolute shit. They're like compared to anything else. Like Ross, there's legends that have powers that are clearly more beneficial than anybody else, more advantageous
and shit. And the what do you call it? The zip line's pretty solid.
Yep. And then you got people that have, like, you're playing in a squad of 3 people, but everybody has abilities that essentially only benefit themselves. Like Bloodhound is my main guy that I usually play with, and it allows me to see footprints, where people were shot, and
Makes
where
sense.
shots were taken.
With the
Yeah,
name.
so it just allows me to see a bunch of these little tags on the ground, and they're timed. So if I see a footprint, I can walk, and if I see a footprint with less time taken out of it, it means that they went that direction. So I can essentially track people, but it's only me. Only I can see them. So I can ping them, or ping the people, but then my ultimate gives me super speed, and it turns everything gray, but all the footprints on the ground are solid red, and everybody else is highlighted red. And that's great for me, but it's not beneficial to my team. Like, I can see them through walls. I can't ping them through the wall.
Yeah.
So I'm still on the mic. I'm like, he's on the other side of that bell, Chris. He's right there. Go get him. And Chris is like, he's in the building. I'm like, he's on the other side of the fucking building, Chris. And then...
Jesus, Chris, get your shit together.
Get your shit together, Chris. And that's been frustrating. Just the balancing so far. I played everybody, but I have noticed balancing issues.
It just seems like even the weapons, some of them seem like they're not very well balanced.
Did they add that new weapon or not?
They added
Havoc,
yeah. It's like okay. I don't really like it.
It is. It's the best weapon, I would say, if you get the turbocharger.
Oh, that one takes a turbo too? Oh, because it has to spin up. Yeah,
because the energy weapons and the LMGs.
Yeah, isn't it like an automatic weapon, pretty much?
Yeah, it's like an assault rifle,
but you have to
it
hold
has
it down for it to start ramping up.
Yeah, and it ramps up like the light machine guns or whatever.
Yeah, I understand.
But you can get the turbocharger, which just makes an automatic assault rifle, and then it's amazing.
Yep.
But energy ammo, when they first released that patch, you couldn't find any of it. We couldn't find any meds, like any game. We couldn't find ammo for any game. It's like they nerfed everything. It's like they're struggling right now for balancing.
They're trying to force a meta of everyone having lifeline on your team, which I guess was the meta already anyway. But
yeah, they definitely forced that. We're like, we couldn't play without having a lifeline because we couldn't keep ourselves alive.
It's
They did fix the ring thing, the damage. They did fix that, so it now fucks you up.
Okay.
The subsequent rings or whatever.
That's good to hear because it just seemed like the last ring doing as much damage as the first ring was like PUBG fucking one. You know, like
I think it's crazy that there's been like at least 2 like big tournament things already for it when it has barely been out for very long.
Yeah, all these drops.
Good.
It's esports ready. All these people dropping and shit. And
remember when PUBG, which is my second favorite battle royale game, when that was released, and that was just a fucking shit show too. Like everything about that was trash. But it was, I mean, it had its quirks, but it was still fun.
Yeah.
Just like this game is still fun, even though it wasn't launched ready. Like you could tell.
Yep. Oh yeah.
You could tell there's tons of bugs. There's no reporting system, so cheaters will run around and they'll fucking 360 no scope you right in the face and shoot you immediately and down you in one shot from anywhere. And Chris is like, Chris is like, what? Like I can't report this guy. And I'm like, nope, that's it. That you bought into EA, man. That was your fault. You did it. You could tell that they focused more on the skins and the monetization system than they did the actual game.
The storefront's out there already. The playability isn't. It's and the price. Like, how much you have to pay for something is fucking bogus.
Yeah, they have like.
Didn't someone pay like $500 for something? Like,
they bought 500 Apex packs for $500.
Yeah, when they said it wasn't worth it. That's all.
This was a guy on Reddit. His name was I have it down. It's Bay339. So he spent $500 on 500 Apex crates, and what he wanted was an heirloom set that has less than 1% chance of dropping, and it's for Wraith. It's only for one person. I think it was like a banner, a knife skin for her knife.
Didn't he like get it? But he said it still wasn't worth it.
Yeah, you're guaranteed to get this heirloom set in 500 boxes.
Okay.
So if you don't get it within the 500, you get it on the 500. And guess what box he got this on?
500.
The 500th box is when he got it on. And he said it wasn't worth it.
Yep.
He essentially got pretty much every skin in the game now. He knew it was stupid what he was doing, but he couldn't stop. He said he would buy a pack.
Addicted.
Yeah, he would buy a $20 pack of coins to get the crates. He would open them, and he's like, well, "Fuck, I'm closer. I got to do it." So it was just like he was just like
Banned in the EU.
the perfect example of why the monetization is bad. Like,
Now just imagine kids doing that shit, because that's what they're really after.
kids get on their parents' credit card. It's possible. It's definitely happened before.
It's just like kids playing Fortnite. Like, I want the new dance that came out, and then the parents just throw their card out. I'm like, there you go, calm down.
Yep. I know someone who actually has, like, the kids have free reign over, like, a credit card for Xbox Live or whatever.
Jesus.
Yeah. And it's pretty... I think it's for Fortnite, too, or
That's
something.
stupid.
It's pretty messed up.
That is stupid.
But I think they behave with it because otherwise they wouldn't have it, I'm sure.
It's like, how are the kids going to learn to actually, like, earn something? Like, back in the day,
Yep.
you worked, then you got the video game that you wanted with the money that you worked for, right?
Getting $5.15 an hour at Burger King. I remember that.
Yep.
That was fucking awful.
Yeah. Video games cost, like, the same amount as they do these days. Well...
Yep.
And I think that the main ones were like 50 instead of 60, like they are nowadays. But
Yep. They used to have the PlayStation Classics though, like PS2 games after a year,
for like
$20.
$20.
Yep. They would go to the PlayStation
Greatest hits
Classic
or whatever. Yeah.
Yep, the greatest hits, and
oh yeah,
that was back in the day.
Fantasies on the greatest hits.
Yeah, that's when GameStop used to be like Media Play and GameStop. Those were actually good back in the day because they didn't like try to screw you over.
Yeah.
Funko Land was the best though.
Yeah, I missed that.
I actually don't remember what Funko looked like at all. Like, I can't remember anything about that store. I know it existed, and I know it was amazing. That's all I remember about Funko Land.
Yeah, I just remember...
This was when we were kids.
I remember buying games from there. That's all I remember. I don't remember much about the layout, though.
Yeah, I remember...
That got closed when we were
getting
fucking young.
NES games back when Toys R Us was a thing, dude.
Oh, geez.
Yep. I got a Game
like
Gear.
Dragon Warrior and
I
shit.
think I still have a receipt from Toys R Us from when I bought Oddworld Stranger's Wrath from there. I think that's the only video game I ever bought from there. Like, pretty much.
Nice.
That game was great for its time, though, dude.
Nice, dude. I remember going there, like, years after, like, the Nintendo 64 was out, like, many years after.
Yep.
And I went and I got a Game Gear because they had brand new Game Gears for some reason for like $30. And I'm like, okay, I'll get one of those. And then I look up and they had Super Mario 64 sealed, brand new, but it was like $65.
Jeez.
It was some weird number. But this was like, God, what year would this have been? This would have been like 2000, like 7 maybe?
Were you not in high school anymore?
I don't think I was in high school
Holy shit.
at the time. So it was like 2007 to like 2009.
Jesus.
Wow.
And if I didn't know that sealed games would be like a shit show
Yep.
like they are now.
Oh, I already knew. I was looking at ones to buy of games I liked back there, like 2008 or around there, and I was like, oh, yeah.
You were looking for Final Fantasy.
Yeah, I was
and
like-
then you should have got it because now it's more now,
Probably.
right?
It was like $500 some back then for the...
It's like,
Oh, it's probably the
it's
same.
just like them foil grim monoliths, right?
Yep. No,
don't
start
bring
that.
those up,
Don't
man.
start that shit. But let's talk about, now that we shit on Apex Legends, or I have, let's talk about what we enjoy about Apex Legends. That's what I fucking thought. Fuck no.
When you win?
Well,
I do enjoy winning in that game.
I
That's what I
think
figured.
I like the potential of the game compared to some of the other ones where it's just the same shit. Like on PUBG, you get a new map, but it's the same exact shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like, if they add new characters to the game, like past these first 8 or whatever, they can introduce new mechanics.
Me looking from
They do
like
a second
afar
map.
at it, it seems like it's more like friendly to like more players. Like I don't know. It's
Oh
hard to
no, there's
explain.
only 60 in the game.
But I'm saying, like, it looks like it's easier to actually succeed at the game than some of the other ones I've seen.
Powers are crutches in that game
Yeah,
for sure.
that's probably what I would mean by that.
But I wouldn't get dependent on powers because then you're just shit with weapons when it actually counts.
It's basically what it is people who rush into a fight without the proper amount of loot and then they end up dying because the other people spent a little more time looting than they did.
There's still that random battle royale luck aspect to it for sure.
That's why I'm always sitting there looting and
There's
people
no streamers,
are dying.
streamers
and I'm like,
luck or whatever, where they'd always accuse the
streamer
streamer.
loot?
Oh, I'm sure there is.
They'd always accuse the streamers of having like.
Well, hey, you just need a
bullshit
peacekeeper
luck.
and a longbow and you're good to go, my guy, right?
Hell yeah, dude. But I think it looks really good. It looks like Borderlands, but they took the cell shaded off.
I've heard stuff like that.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is, and it tries to have the well, it would have the smoothness of Call of Duty Blackout, but it's not as smooth, and they're suffering bad from latency right now.
That's probably server and optimization related.
Oh, by the way, what do you think about that new Blackout thing or whatever Call of Duty?
I haven't gone on Black Ops in at least a month.
Yeah,
It isn't even out yet, is it?
I don't think so. The Operation Grandstand or whatever.
Grand Heist.
Grand Heist.
Yeah.
I am excited kind of for it because they're getting a new...
It says it marks the return of Outrider as a specialist.
Yeah, they're adding a new specialist. That's...
And then I think 2 game modes. I think it said one in the chamber and then some like hot pursuit or something like that.
with car chases or something.
Something like that.
I'm kind of excited about it because I'm really playing Apex Legends right now because I don't have another game to play.
Yeah, I figured that was...
And as soon as I find another game to play, like, if your brother messaged me and is like, you want to play League, I'd probably be like, I'd probably leave other Chris hanging.
League is just a filler game too. That's the thing.
Exactly, but it's a filler game I'd rather
it's the
play
filler
over
game of
Apex
filler
Legends.
games, though.
Yeah.
Like,
Yep, it's the ultimate fallback game. Like,
I agree.
I always have that game that I'm playing, and then when that game dies, or I'm done playing it, like
Atlas was.
Yeah, Atlas, Ark, Conan. I just go down the chain until I find the fallback game, and it usually is just like play some single player game I haven't played yet on Steam, beat that, or find out it's not good, and then I just go down the chain to League of Legends.
I think that I think I got enough hours out of Atlas to justify paying for it, but not by much. But like games like Conan Exiles or Ark, like you fucking got more than your money's worth out of those.
Oh yeah, put hundreds of hours into both. Well,
even Friday the 13th,
like
I think I paid
hours.
Friday the 13th, I think I paid $40 and I put 200 hours in, so I'd say I got my money back worth out of that.
Yeah, I definitely I think I have near 100 hours in Friday the 13th, so I definitely got my money's worth too.
For me, it's like if it's $1 an hour, I'm fine with it. But if it's less than that, it's kind of like.
Yep. That's why I kind of like if I pay $60 for a game, I want to get 60 hours out of it, like $1 an hour. It's kind of like my crutch. Apex Legends, I probably have,
I paid nothing for Apex Legends, and I probably put like 60 hours in. Not 60. I don't think I'm up to 60 yet.
I just can't believe that EA bamboozled everybody with Apex Legends. It's
people who
it blows my mind. It's like EA knew exactly what to do, and it's like, for those of you who don't know, EA is the parent company publisher that released Battlefront 2 that was like a pay-to-win shitfest.
The loot box fiasco where it's like if you pay $300, you can get Darth Vader, but otherwise
Yep.
If you pay for Darth Vader, you're good, but otherwise you have to play the game for like 300 days or hours, some shit like
it was some ridiculous shit.
Yeah, it was like a year.
That's when people really went to war over loot boxes, and then EA's like, people So people think that Respawn Entertainment, the people who made Titanfall, who made Apex Legends, they think that that they got to like make Apex Legends without EA's involvement at all. And I'm like, and in Respawn Entertainment even said like, yeah, EA had nothing to do with what we did. And I'm like, okay, first off,
of course they're gonna say that. Like,
yep, they put EA's name off the loading screen. But if you go into the options, you get the EA EA data sharing is automatically on, where EA collects your data and uses it for whatever purpose.
It's like Activision for Blizzard.
Well, if you look at
you look
at World of Warcraft, you don't see Activision
That's what I'm
anywhere on
saying.
their shit. But
exactly.
You know the evil is there. If you look at the store, you can pay $60 to get a ton of levels. That didn't used to be a thing, but Activision's like, hey, people will pay it.
Yep, and people are having fun with Apex Legends, don't get me wrong, but it released as an incomplete game just like every other fucking game that's released now.
Yep.
And EA is the mastermind. They're like, our name still taints things.
Yes.
Let's have you surprise launch this game, and then we won't advertise it at all or say we have anything to do with it. And people are like, holy shit, Respawn Entertainment did this. Let's 10 million people play it and download it. Let's spend $500 on loot crates. EA doesn't exist.
You know what?
This is all Respawn.
You know what I'm waiting for? Releasing incomplete movies where it's like 40 minutes of a movie.
They did the fucking part 1 and part 2 movies when they started doing that.
Well, they do that, but it's actually like
that's more content, but I fucking hate it.
But it's actually like at least like an hour and a half of a movie. So I'm talking about, I've been waiting for like 30, 40 minute things at a time.
Those are called TV shows.
Exactly.
Fuck, now I forgot where I was at.
I got more to go on EA.
Well, EA, they're the ones who put out half of a game and charged people for it, and they got so much fucking backlash. Battlefield 5, they're still like, that's still a fiasco.
But for those people who are still on the fence about the EA Respawn thing, they made Titanfall, and then they made, which was kind of successful, but then they made Titanfall 2, which bombed. And let me tell you something.
Titanfall was successful because they bundled it with an Xbox.
That's correct. And Titanfall 2 was not successful. It bombed. And let me tell you something. When you are a developer and you have a bomb, like you just wasted millions of dollars of a parent company who is EA. EA doesn't just say, you know what, guys? Here's more millions of dollars. Do what you'd like with it. We won't even look at you while you do it. No, the leash gets shorter. EA had their hand in the cookie jar this whole fucking game. And the thing is,
they were working them like a puppet.
Yup, and Respawn...
EA probably handed it to him and said, make this, is more like it.
Well, Respawn probably wanted to make Titanfall 3 or something, and EA is like, no, we need a Battle Royale. That's scrap.
Everyone's making Battle Royales. You make a Battle Royale.
Yup. You have animations from Titanfall 2, and you know, all the... what do you call that shit? The objects and shit of the world. Yep. You already all have that. You put a battle royale. You got a year to make it or something.
They're just using assets off the fucking
assets. That's
like
what I was looking for.
Wasn't it PUBG? They were like getting flack because they didn't like make any of their own assets. They were using shit from like Unreal and like all this.
Yep, and DayZ and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. Like so from a previous game, assets are pretty much everything that's in the world. Like all your boxes.
Yep.
Even your people, your skins, your buildings, your everything essentially.
Yep.
And when they make a sequel, to make it cheaper, they just use assets from the old game and shove them in that game.
It's just like movies.
Yep, and it just saves time and money, like reusing sets and stuff.
Like the first movie, the CGI bill will be like huge, so it'll be like, oh, this movie costs $140 million to make. Then they'll make the second one that was only $100 million to make, and it's like, how did they save so much money? It's like, because they already got some stuff already done.
It's pretty much just the video game version of, hey, can I copy your homework? Yeah, but change it a little, right?
Exactly. It's a perfect example of this for you older folks that might be listening would be the perfect example I can think of is Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask, which Majora's Mask was the exact same game as Ocarina of Time, except for they changed suits to masks. and changed up a little stuff, but everything was the same in that game. And they admitted that.
It just was better.
Fuck off.
There's so much you can do, and you have freedom.
You have freedom? But, yeah, they got a lot of shit for that back in the day because it was essentially, like, everybody's like, this is Ocarina of Time. Like, what? This, like, doesn't look anything different.
Well,
but
then pretty much every 8-bit RPG from back in the day was all just a fucking copy of one another.
Yep, exactly. Like Mario's and shit like that. Everything. Mm-hmm. It all used a lot of the same shit. Like, you know, like Mario question blocks. Like, just
Mario,
start slapping
Yoshi,
those in every
like
game.
All that shit.
Keep them going. Yep. So that's essentially what they did for Apex Legends with Titanfall assets. So it was cheaper to make. EA needed a battle royale game to compete because who does Battlefield?
That's EA. DICE.
EA didn't have their they won't have their battle royale for Battlefield until March, but their Battlefield
fast approaching.
Yeah, their Battlefield 5 bombed. So they can't depend on Battlefield 5 for Battle Royale to bring in the skin monetizations and all that shit. So they needed a Battle Royale game to compete like all the other...
They need a filler. They need a stopgap solution for this time until...
Maybe they thought they could be
until they can sell.
And this is it. Until
they can sell a complete game.
Maybe they literally thought we'll release this and people will be like, "Oh, this game's great," and then we'll finally be like, "Yeah, this was actually by us. You should check out this one that's coming out in March when this is done."
Yep.
Yep.
So they surprise released Apex Legends, so so no one had any time to release all the reviews saying this is an EA game. You don't do this. This is EA. They're just trying to trick you. Yep. No one had time to do that. So it was a surprise launch, so immediately people started downloading it.
As soon as you had to get it on fucking Origin, that should have been your first clue.
That should have been your first clue.
Oh, they're just distributing.
Yep. No. And then
it's just Chuck Test.
And all the PR about it, EA's quiet about it. They're like, we don't want to say anything about this game.
Exactly. Don't even acknowledge it because just keep fucking siphoning off whatever amount of money that you're getting from it, whatever percentage it is, and you're good to go.
Yep, keep that money fucking flowing, because they're getting the maximum percentage. It's the parent company, Respawn.
Exactly.
They ain't getting it. This is EA's Overwatch. This is their game for people to just dump a shit ton of money in.
It has a lot of Overwatch elements to it.
Well, I guess their Fortnite and their Overwatch combined.
Yep. Pretty much.
And their Blackout combined.
Yep.
But this is their cash cow. Apex Legends, they found their cash cow.
Yeah.
Like, they're so fucking excited. And now all they have to do is 6 months from now, another Legend. 6 months from now, 2 more types of squad queues. 6 months after that, a whole new map. But 3 months prior, we changed this one a little bit. And when winter comes around, let's slap snow on it.
They'll start having events just like Fortnite.
Hey, can they get some actual good fucking weapon skins in the game is what I'm asking.
Yep.
Holy fuck.
But then they have the daily or the timed shop like they do for Black Ops for multiplayer, how they have like the special skins only available for 6 days or something.
Available for like 24 hours or 48 hours, it's the red dot.
Yep.
Jesus.
Yep. And this is
100 fucking COD points. People spent money on a red dot site.
Yep, and they have Apex Legends has $20 skins.
Yep, it's
for in that time shop, and they don't even look good. You have no way of getting these other than paying the $20 for them, and they're not even that good.
I hope these people out there know. Every time I look over there and I have that face, that means don't fucking buy this shit. That's what I'm saying.
People wish, man. They wish.
It's exclusivity, dude. If it goes away, it might never come back. So they gotta pay that $20 to catch them all.
Yep.
Pokemans.
Oh, boy.
They monetized it like they timed it perfectly for the loot boxes, where it's every level you get a loot box, just like Overwatch. So it doesn't seem like you're struggling as much.
Yeah.
And then
it just helps to fucking keep you fucking hooked.
Yep. But then they got the odds on there where you're guaranteed a legendary skin, no duplicates, 30. Every 30 boxes. So I got mine at like level 3. I got mine. It was a legendary skin for Caustic, who's behind a paywall. Or I'd have to wait until I got 12,000 red thingies. Or I would have to pay $10 for
I finally got 12,000 red thingies today.
Who are you going to buy?
I already bought.
Mirage?
No.
You fucked up.
Exactly. I looked at the tier list. I'm like, they say Caustic's not even ranked because he's so bad. And I'm like, you know what? Maybe they patched him. Nope.
No, they didn't patch him.
Chuck
Fuck
Testa.
that. And his limp, everybody walks with a head bob or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And Caustic, he has a fucking limp or something. And his head bob is more drastic than other people. I got a headache from fucking playing him. When I first started playing him, I'm like, holy shit. He's sitting there going fucking bobbing back and
Jeez,
forth.
You can't turn off head bob or anything?
No, I tried. You can't do that. You can't report players. Origin itself is shit in regards to friend requests and everything. I mean, that launcher's a shit show.
I take Uplay over that shit. Holy fuck.
Yeah, Uplay is actually a little bit better than that. But enough about Apex Legends. It's a successful game right now. I wish people didn't spend $500 in loot boxes, but they'll never learn. They'll continue to do it, so just let them suffer, I guess. Don't give EA money, though. Fuck that. Play the game for free. You don't need skins.
Mm-hmm. So, Alex, how does it feel that Reggie's gone from Nintendo now?
You fucker. I was going to bring it up when it was an opportune time.
When it was appropriate?
I just wanted to see your face.
I already knew about it.
Yeah.
What's his last name? Fizeme?
Mm-hmm.
Fizeme. Reggie Fizeme, who is for those of you who don't know, he's like the Steve Jobs of North American Nintendo. Mm-hmm. He's the guy that goes on stage and says new stuff.
He's the guy who's
game.
My body is ready.
Yep. New character. And then Miyamoto will come out dressed as Link and he's like, hi.
Rest in peace, Reggie.
That's it. But Reggie is retiring.
May his body forever be ready.
I think at the age of 57, I think he's retiring, which he was...
what, now he gets to actually play some of the games instead of having to fucking deal with business?
Yeah, so imagine Steve Jobs, someone like Steve Jobs, but not as prolific and for people who are more nerdy retiring. That's essentially what Nintendo fans are feeling right now. So, press F to pay respects to Nintendo fans. I never followed, I catch the news for, the directs and stuff, but I don't watch them. I don't watch Reggie announcements or anything like that. I just wait for, articles in the news to come up. So, I don't have any personal feelings in regards to that.
Yep.
Hey, man.
Who's replacing him?
I have no idea.
Doug Bowser.
Whoever the fuck that is.
His last name is Bowser. Bowser's in control of Nintendo now.
That's gotta be. He had
getting a lot of memes from it already.
Did he? Is that actually his real last name?
His name is Doug Bowser.
I don't know if that's his name at birth, but it's his name now. That's for sure.
You think so?
That's funny. He changed it?
That's funny. Nintendo definitely hired him just for the name.
Well, he was under the other guy already, so I guess that's...
Reggie?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, yeah, so...
Reggie was grooming him, preparing
Yeah, Reggie's this is perfect. Bowser's gonna rule Nintendo. Ready. So that is actually pretty cool that the guy's name is Bowser.
Yep.
So I got one more thing for gaming that a lot of you will not understand.
Wait, did he dress as him for Halloween? Is this him?
Happy Halloween, yes. Doug Bowser dresses Bowser for Halloween. He does that every fucking year. He does that every year. Goes to the bars and tries to pick up chicks dressed as Peach, or remotely close to dressed as Peach, or Misty from Pokemon.
Oh god,
yeah, picking those girls up.
Oh wow.
I want to say that the Logitech is re-releasing. What's the lame term for it? Was it the G4 mouse?
No, the best mouse ever made was the Logitech G5.
No, okay, so it was the G4 because it's the MX518 gaming mouse.
That's what it was actually called.
Yeah, but I think it was the G4.
People called it that I knew, but I didn't know if it was a name.
Because the G5 had the weights. That's when they started using the weights.
People called it the G4 because it was the one that was out before the G5. So yeah.
But this was my bread and butter.
Yep.
I had this
That
mouse.
G5 still worked. It's just that I eventually got a new one.
You just got a new one? Mine, I used my MX518 until it broke.
Yep.
And I was so lost after that broke. I was going to buy another one, but this was just a few years ago when my MX518 broke. My G4, I'll call it G4. Mm-hmm. It broke, and it was struggling a little bit, but I was able to fix it, and then I kept it going for a while. And then this is a mouse I had since we were like in high school.
Yeah.
Like this was like a mouse I had for like 10 fucking years.
Oh yeah.
Like this was the best mouse I ever had.
Before they started making them last for like 100,000 clicks or whatever.
Yep.
Right.
And then I mean that's fucked up that they did that, but this mouse was my bread and butter. It was amazing. I had it for multiple computer systems that I built, and I loved it. And when it was gone, I was lost. Like, I was thinking about getting another one, but this was during when DPI was the thing. Just a few years ago when DPI was like, you know, you got to have the high DPI to compete in FPSs. Because I think the G4 only went up to like 1600
probably
DPI, but people are like
the sweet spot. Like I used a G5,
I can't use something that slow anymore.
I used a G5 for so long that anything above like that is too fucking quick for me.
8,000 or 9,000 is where my sweet spot.
See?
And then when these guys touch my computer to cue me, they're like, "Oh my god!"
I've done that before.
I'm playing games, and I literally, like, if you look at my mouse pad, this is how much I move during the game.
Yep. We like have to move our hand, and Ross is like just slightly rolling his hand around.
Actually, never mind. Maybe I actually, because I remember I don't actually use all that much space on my mouse.
On your new mouse, it might be higher. Yeah.
Maybe you had the weights high.
I don't even think this new one has any weights on it. It's just naturally like bulky because it's like got some actual metal like inside the mouse.
They have things with like 18,000, I think, and shit, and it's just like
16,000.
Yeah.
Well, Ross, I was so lost, like I didn't know what mouse to buy or anything, like, and Ross ended up buying me a mouse.
You just don't get a
thank you for that, Ross. It was what was it?
Just don't get a razor because those
was it
things.
A Steel series or was it something else?
No, it was
that was the keyboard you bought.
The switches on the razor mice just die so quickly. It's not even worth it.
It was like a TT Esports. That's what it was.
Oh yeah,
I still have it. That's what I use right now.
Yeah,
I'm gonna buy this though when it comes out, Ross. I'm letting you know. But I'll just give you this mouse for one of the spare computers.
If it's got an upgraded optical sensor.
I'm using that.
Yeah, they're bringing it back, and they're bringing it back upgraded. Yeah, they're bringing it back with all the new shit.
Wow, that's great.
So it's gonna be. I'm gonna have my baby back. I want it back. Man, I miss that. I miss that mouse. But I just wanted to bring that up because I'm fucking excited about it.
Turns out I have like not that big of hands, but I like big mouses, which is funny.
I love big mouses too. Like small mouses cramp my hands. Like, I want that handful. Like
I got the Corsair Glaive one, and it's like it's like pretty long and big.
The Rock
like my fingers are this far from the end of the fingers on it.
The Rock Cat,
it's like ridiculous.
The best mouse that I ever felt was the Rock Cat Cone.
Yeah, I had that for a while, but then
those
the switches broke or something.
Same.
Oh, my scroll wheel is what fucked up on mine. It wouldn't stop scrolling.
Oh, shit.
So I'd be like doing something and I'd click open a picture and it just starts scrolling through all my pictures on my desktop and I'm like, oh, well, that ain't good.
God. Mm-hmm. I think the reason they are bringing back the MX5, the G4, is that it is like, it was the iconic gaming mouse, like, probably the most ever. Like, That mouse was insane. Everybody was using that shit.
I think like every mouse nowadays has something that ends up going wrong with the clicking because like my one I got now, sometimes I'll have where like it'll like you'll click and it'll like hold it for a second and then it'll just let go. And then I just gotta like lift up on the mouse button and like pull it up and then after that it'll work right.
Mine was doing that at the end of its life.
Yeah, I was like I've only had this thing for like maybe half a year.
Yep, my laser was going out too on it. I don't remember how I fixed that, but it was a temporary fix. Mike, it would sit still, but your mouse like would still like slowly scroll off.
Yeah,
and I couldn't fix it. Like I tried every fix, and it just wasn't happening. Mm-hmm. And I was gonna buy a new one, and then Ross got me that one because you had to have higher DPI. I thought.
Well, that one had. I'm guessing that one had quite a few settings you could do.
I would pay
adjustable.
I would pay $80 max for this new one. I don't know how much it's going to be or when they're releasing it, but I would slap an 80 spot.
I've been buying stuff on sale recently.
You're like mid-range Logitechs, like the G502 are around like...
I think we have that Rocket keyboard that I bought for like $180 some when it came out.
It's
still going strong.
Is that the green one?
No, it's the
one I got that I'm using right now.
The Rios MK2 Pro or whatever, right?
I got that Steel Series mechanical.
Yep.
keyboard
that
that's going
TT
strong.
Esports is still going, and it's like fucking hefty. Like that one.
Yeah, that green one.
Yep.
That is a massive boy.
Yep.
Anything else for gaming that you want to bring up?
Oh, there was something I thought.
I think there were some announcements for gaming, but nothing too spectacular.
Gaming.
So I kind of chilled out on it.
Well, just another company laying off people, Arenanet.
Oh, yeah, Arenanet. Okay, so talk about that.
Hasn't made a good game since Guild Wars.
I forgot to talk about.
The original Guild Wars.
Anthem. But tell me about that. Tell me about the.
Well, it's just they haven't said. They just said there's plans for mass layoffs. Is pretty much all it's saying.
And tell the people who Arenanet is.
They made Guild Wars 2. I don't know if they made anything else.
They made a bunch of. They're based in Korea, so they made a bunch of. What do you call it? Like RPGs in the Asian market that not all of them made it over here, like to the West, but they were fairly successful for a while. It's just I don't know if people are buying what they're selling anymore.
It says that their game business revenue is declining as our franchises age. Mm-hmm. Delays in development create further drains against revenue. They're saying.
Does Arenanet own RuneScape?
I don't think
that's
so.
Jagex.
Yeah.
Jagex, okay.
Yeah.
You're hoping RuneScape would go under.
Okay, so
I think they're trying to go more toward mobile from what I was just reading there.
Fuck yeah, Arenanet is all Guild Wars.
Yep.
And they have Right Locks, Critter Rampage, and the rest Guild Wars. So, for those of you who do not know, Guild Wars was the direct competition to World of Warcraft when they both started.
Yep.
Okay, so Prophecies was the first one, right?
Guild Wars was free once you bought it. There was
Guild
no
Wars
sub.
Prophecy?
Yeah.
That was the first one.
Yep.
So that was North America, April 26, 2005.
Yep.
Let me look up World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft was there first, I'm pretty sure, but
I think so too. It might have been by almost a year, but let me double check my factuals here.
But the great thing about like fucking Guild Wars, like you buy it, there's no sub, you just play it.
Yep.
It just works.
Ooh.
It's like fucking RTX. It just works.
Okay, so no, it was released November 23rd, 2004. World of Warcraft was.
Yep. So it was before it, right?
It just works.
How many months is that?
It was a couple months.
April. So November,
So like 5 months.
December, January, February, March, April.
Yep.
So about like 5 months apart.
It just works.
It just works. And Guild Wars, I hated World of Warcraft when it launched. Mm-hmm. It looked like complete trash back then. It looked like a Disney video game. We were playing Warcraft 3 like nobody's fucking business.
Yep.
It was one of the best RTSs ever made.
Warcraft 3 and Diablo 2 are like the best LAN party games, dude.
Yep. And it was like one of the best RTSs ever made. And they're like, you know what? It's no longer an RTS. Let's make it an MMO. And I know we were so fucking mad about that. We're like, you just took a franchise and just took a shit on it. So I was turned off from that. The way it looked. In Guild Wars came out shortly after. Mm-hmm. And I remember other Chris, we skipped class to go buy me Guild Wars or whatever.
Well, Guild Wars you could play on a shitty connection. That was why we had it.
Yep. That was back when we had dial-up.
We could play it on dial-up, and I was like, thank goodness.
World of Warcraft, like fucking
I don't believe
need
you
a
could on World of
broadband or
Warcraft,
something.
That's when I watched Shane play World of Warcraft back in the day.
Yep.
And I know we all got into Guild Wars. Guild Wars was amazing, but then like they started releasing the sequels, which I thought was just shit. So I completely fell off.
Some of them were pretty good.
I enjoyed everything for the first game, but Guild Wars 2 was just garbage.
Yeah, what's the one with I don't want to say what it is because I think it's all right.
It's the Nightfall, isn't it?
I think
there was Guild Wars Factions.
Which one's Factions?
That was the Asian themed one. Yeah.
Thank you. I didn't know if that was racist to say, but that's the one I'm talking about. That's the one I lost
interest
interest
on.
Asian themed. Asian themed. I don't know. But that's when they introduced like those assassin characters and stuff, and I just got out of it. And then I never went into WoW until way later when Alex bought me WoW.
World of Warcraft, dude.
Or no, I got it for free.
I can't remember.
And then you got me Burning Crusade.
I think I had like an extra battle chest or some shit that I wasn't using. So I'm like, hey, here's the expansion or whatever.
Yep. And then I played that for a little bit.
BC was like, those were like prime times for me in Warcraft.
Yeah,
like,
we started at Burning
Wrath
Crusade
Wrath was where the downfall started happening, in my opinion.
I liked Mists of Pandaria.
That's funny. Everyone holds Wrath as being such a great like.
Well, it's because everyone like Warcraft.
I thought Burning Crusade was the golden
Warcraft
boy.
3 was Arthas's game, and then guess what? Once we get to that part in World of Warcraft.
Because after Wrath of the Lich King is where they started
Cataclysm
adding
was
story finally.
trash.
Yeah,
Cataclysm
because
was
they didn't have anything to go on after that. Because that's where the Warcraft 3
Well,
stopped.
actually, Cataclysm, they had Deathwing, they had established those characters. Mist was the first one where they needed to actually create something
Deathwing
new.
Was shit though.
And
Mist was so good.
Mist was good.
Mist, except for like the 2 years of fucking Siege of Orgrimmar. You know, those were good times.
Yeah,
hey, it's me, Vegeta.
You're right.
Hey, Vegeta, and then he like fucking
I hated everything after Mists of Pandaria. I hated pretty much everything before it.
They already had material for some of that. They just used characters over again. But Legion, they needed to
Legion's like, well, we don't know what to do now, so let's bring back frickin' Illidan.
Yep.
Alex is like, okay.
Let's bring back the Burning Legion, Burning Crusade 2.
Well, yeah, because they needed to cap that off.
And let's make Illidan like, let's make sure everyone knows he's like the good guy.
Yeah. He's just misunderstood.
Yep, exactly.
He's the Deadpool of World of Warcraft.
And then just the newest one, I can't even remember what it is because it's so bad. Battle for No.
Oh yeah, it's I was gonna say Battle for Middle Earth, but
Battle for Azeroth.
Yeah, that's the one.
It's just so bad.
I wasn't a huge fan.
I didn't come back.
Hey, but Rick is
They
still
tried to
playing
entice you with like, oh, come back and play free for a week, and I'm like, nah, I'm not falling for that.
Yeah, I ain't falling for that shit. I'll do like 7 days of dailies, and then I'll be done. Like, but this isn't a World of Warcraft podcast. Let's go to movies and stuff. Unless you guys got anything else for. Oh, Anthem. So Anthem, I have been watching.
I played the alpha. It was like,
So it's essentially Destiny, but you're Iron Man. It looks better than Destiny, but it looks like the same fluidity, almost the same look, but it looks slightly better and more like a better resolution. I think you can even get it in 4K.
I'm not sure how fluid it felt during the alpha though. Like when I think of actual shooters as far as responsiveness and just like tightness of gunplay, Destiny 2 is actually rock fucking solid in those aspects.
Yep.
It's just everything else about Destiny 2 is fucking terrible.
From what I've seen, I've watched gameplay of Anthem, and I've listened to reviews, and it looks, because I haven't touched it myself, and it definitely looks like Destiny.
So it's just
it is as hollow as Destiny, essentially.
It's just another EA game? Is that what I'm seeing here?
Anthem?
Yeah.
Anthem is EA?
It says EA's BioWare Studio.
Ooh, that sucks.
This is like BioWare's like, if you don't buy this, we're done. I'm pretty sure.
It probably
and
is.
I
didn't know they had their hands in everything.
Because they made some good fucking games.
Knights of the Old Republic and Baldur's Gate. That's all you need to know for BioWare Studios.
Bioshock.
Oh, Dragon Age.
Should have bought that
Bioshock Infinite.
Never bought into that shit.
Did they make the Bioshock?
BioWare was all the Bioshock games.
No, they weren't, were they?
Yeah.
Am I discounting
and
that?
System Shock.
No.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm looking that up.
Pretty sure they did Bioshock.
Because I might have to buy Anthem just to help them out a little bit. If that's the case. Because I don't want BioWare going away if that's the case.
Parent organization, Electronic Arts 2007
Oh, no. Games developed.
They also, Mass Effect are them too.
Yep. They're the ones who essentially started
They claim
the
Mass
player
Effect,
choice.
Neverwinter,
games.
Baldur's Gate.
They claim Mass Effect wasn't done yet either, and people were like, "What?"
Baldur's Gate. Fuck yeah. What is MDK2? I don't know what that is. Baldur's Gate 2, Shadows of Am, Neverwinter Nights, Star Wars, Knights of the Old Republic. Jade Empire was even an entertaining Xbox game, but then they came out with Mass Effect. And then they did Dragon Age Origins, which the first Dragon Age I enjoyed a lot. Rest I did not enjoy. Then they did Star Wars: The Old Republic, which I don't know if I even played that one. They did Warhammer Online: Wrath of Heroes.
I guess.
That was cancellation date was March 29th, 2013, so it didn't come out. It got canceled.
Actually, never mind. Maybe they didn't actually do BioShock.
They did Command and Conquer Generals 2, Dragon Age Inquisition, Shadow Realms was canceled. They did Anthem. So, yeah, I was right. Fuck you. BioWare would have been...
Well, what the fuck did they even do then?
Who?
Never mind.
BioWare?
You were just saying all the shit they did, and it was all stuff I didn't care about. That's why
they did Baldur's Gate, Knights of the Old Republic, Mass Effect, and Dragon Age.
Those
are
the main
really
one.
2K Irrational Games.
Yeah. 2K. 2K did BioWare.
Wow.
Or
BioShock.
what did BioWare? Did BioShock? They didn't do. Who did System Shock then? Because you're making shit up. You said a whole bunch of games.
I think it was Irrational Games who was one of the developers
for System Shock.
For
developer was the Looking Glass Studios for System Shock. System Shock was a horror, futuristic sci-fi first-person shooter, and it was really good back in the day. Yeah, it doesn't hold up for today's standards, but I think they're doing an HD remake. Someone is of it, so that's pretty exciting.
That's cool.
So Anthem is essentially, decide yourself if you want to buy that or not. The reviews are pretty rocky right now, and BioWare is amazing, but I mean they are in EA's grasp. So if they can't pull it off, don't be ashamed to let them go. Like if it has to happen, it has to happen. Even though I'd super sad to see them go. Honestly.
Okay.
Let's go on to movies. Do you guys want to do the Battle Alita review first? Battle Angel.
So
Alita.
Irrational Games actually was they were made of 3 former employees of Looking Glass Studios. So
there you go.
That's
okay.
He found the connection.
Found the connection. Shit. So Chris Hemsworth is to play Hulk Hogan in Biopic directed by Todd Phillips.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Sadly, I actually think he could do it. Sadly,
dude, this is gonna be the next fucking movie where you never expect like Mickey Rourke the wrestler or like Birdman. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man,
just shit that
I didn't see the wrestler and I did not see Birdman, so I'm good.
I saw the wrestler; it wasn't too bad.
I'm not a Hulk Hogan guy. I was all my era of wrestling is
I wasn't an NWO guy, dude. I was a fucking
New World
WCW.
Order. My era of wrestling was The Rock and Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, all that shit back in the day. Mm-hmm. What company was it? Was it the WWF during that time?
Yep.
And what was Hulk Hogan? WCW?
He went to WCW.
He went to WCW with a bunch of other guys.
He was one of the guys that they signed right away.
The Macho Man.
Try to build their company up, WCW.
Oh, what was before WCW then?
They were just with
They were a startup.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what was Hulk Hogan on before that?
WWF.
Yeah, he was on whatever they were before, yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they poached a bunch of people.
It's there was one big, and then all of a sudden another big one. Ted Turner or whatever made his own WCW or whatever.
Yeah, I was anti-WCW, so I only
we only watched WCW. So
we only watched WWF. That's awesome.
We always saw those stupid ridiculous storylines that were that's too fake for us.
That is the best part, dude.
I know the lore. The wrestling lore is the best part about it.
When Triple H was boning Vince McMahon's daughter before they got married, there was that whole storyline of Vince McMahon hated Triple H and they would fight occasionally. That was the golden age of wrestling, man. Oh, don't take that from me, Rob.
Oh sure, okay.
Wrestling is real. But yeah, I was anti WCW, man. I'm sorry. We had Undertaker. We had Kane. We had The Rock, Steve Austin.
Dude, we have fucking Goldberg.
Triple H, dude. Fuck Goldberg, dude. He was in Universal Soldier. What?
Fucking Goldberg.
Goldberg was in Universal Soldier 3.
They had Sting. They had Hulk Hogan. They had Bill Goldberg. I'm trying to remember who else they had.
Diamond Dallas Page.
Fucking British Bulldog.
DDP.
Scott and Randy Steiner.
The yelling guy. Woo!
Yep, Ric Flair.
Ric Flair. Yeah, Ric Flair.
Had the Wolf. They have Scott Hall and Kevin Nash.
Chris Jericho.
They did have Chris Jericho.
He went over to the other one afterwards.
He sure did,
Eddie Guerrero, fucking...
Eddie Guerrero came to fucking WWE.
He probably did. Yeah, a lot of them did after
X-Pac was...
Yeah, he might have been.
Yeah, he was WWF.
They had Norman Smiley.
What was their group called?
They had Booker T and Stevie Ray.
Booker T
and Stevie Ray.
He came over to the other one.
Is that the Harlem Heat?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, the fucking Harlem Heat. I'm trying to remember what any of the groups were called in like WWF. I can't remember.
They had Degeneration X.
The Nation of Domination.
In WCW or WWF?
WWF.
Oh, fuck.
We know more about it than you do. We didn't even watch it.
Yeah, it's true. I knew who Ric Flair was, so fuck you.
Yeah,
dude. And Diamond Dallas Page.
Oh, they also had a fucking, what was it, Kurt Hennig.
Yep.
Who was the fucking guy?
Kevin Nash.
No, they had fucking the fucking excellence of execution. What was Bret the Hitman Hart?
Bret the Hitman Hart.
WWF.
No,
WCW. Scott Hall.
Did I tell you?
I said that, but
was Bret the Hitman Hart is not the one who died, right?
that was Owen Hart.
Owen Hart.
Owen Hart. Yep.
Did I tell you that a place that I worked, my boss was a half brother to Bret the Hitman Hart?
Yeah, you told me that.
And he told us this guy, he was actually, this boss was actually like in shape, and he was telling us stories about how he used to beat up Bret the Hitman Hart and shit, and I'm like, you're fucking lying to me. And he's like, no, I didn't. He told us all these fucking stories.
And then they had like all pretty much the whole Four Horsemen or whatever on like that Chris Jericho.
We're forgetting about Chris Benoit.
Chris Benoit is who I meant.
Wait, it was on cable, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on the normal channel.
It was on TNT because it was.
Yeah. Okay. Then that's why I didn't know. I don't know too much about it because I could only see it going to friends' houses. But I think wasn't Monday Night Raw on regular TV or no?
Raw.
I'm not sure.
They had Raw and then they had fucking Thunder, right?
Maybe it wasn't on regular TV.
I know WCW had like a huge
Monday Nitro,
like where they were number one over like. WWF for like a humongous amount of months in a row.
Well, it's because they had like all the star power at the time until like the whole like fucking Stone Cold and
they said WWF just kept getting more ridiculous and it drew people back actually.
I think I had to go to the neighbors to watch Raw occasionally too because they had satellite.
I watched a thing about it and they said that like WCW would actually like spoil like who won matches from the other one somehow because like I don't know if it was filmed ahead of time or something like that, just to try to get you to watch theirs because like you don't need to watch that. This is who wins the matches. But then people saw like, oh, that guy won the match? Well, I want to see how that happened. And it like backfired on them, I heard.
Dude, I remember I used to have to rent the cage matches on VHS at the rental store because it was like pay-per-view, wasn't it?
What are you talking about? You'd buy the pay-per-view, then you'd tape that shit. Dude.
Yep. That's what an old friend of mine, I think his parents did that. Mm-hmm. And like I'm like,
you're paying like fucking how much money for it? You may as well stick a fucking VHS in there and fucking tape that shit.
Dude, that was like an event at my friend's house. Like they like the whole family would go and watch like Monday Night Raw and shit, and then I would
us it was like us and then some of our uncles and shit. They'd all chip in and like
get the pay-per-view.
For the pay-per-view and then just fucking it's just like fights nowadays,
Wrestling, dude, that was the golden age. That was the golden age of TV for sure.
Yep.
South Park. And then WWF, like all that shit. All right, enough of that. Alita Battle Angel. We saw it. Mm-hmm. Not you though.
I saw it.
Yeah, you did.
He was. That's right. He was there. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what was the movie that we went to where he wasn't there? I'm trying.
That was Christmas Day. That's Aquaman.
Yeah, I didn't go to Aquaman.
Aquaman was solid.
Yeah, you.
Hey, it passed Batman vs Superman domestically.
Okay, so what is your take on Alita Battle Angel?
It was really strange because at first I was like, this movie cost $170 million to make. After I watched it, but then I was like, oh wait a minute, they did so good on like the CGI that I forgot. Oh, all these Android guys, their bodies are all CGI. And all this other stuff was CGI. And when I was watching it, I didn't even think about that.
Exactly.
So to me, that means they did a good job.
Yep.
Everything except for everyone's face. Well. I guess the main character, her face had CGI too.
For some of it.
But like, it was pretty much all CGI. So how much cameronium they had to buy to power them computers, I don't know.
God dang it.
Fuck. That I gotta tell you, like, Alita Battle Angel, that movie fucking blew me away.
I thought it was pretty good.
Like, hey man, the best was fucking what was the dude from Lost? Lapidus or whatever.
Oh yeah, he showed up for like
part.
He showed up for like a fucking 30 seconds of screen time.
It was so good though.
That I gotta recommend to go see Alita Battle Angel. It is a super basic plot, but I was on the edge of my seat like the whole time. And you know how you get like that pit in your stomach of like butterflies in your stomach because you know something exciting's happening, or it's.
Yep.
I had that for like most of the fucking movie because it is like the entire movie is like a fucking rising action, and it was insane. It just goes up and up and up and up and up, and I'm like, this is blowing me away. The visuals blowing me away. The acting, great for some.
Yeah, some of it.
I mean, you had German guy who I can't remember his goddamn name.
Christopher Waltz.
Christopher Waltz, which is S plus acting.
He was the guy. He was
this guy could literally like read a phone book and you'd think he'd.
Wait,
like
he was the guy who killed Calvin Candy, right? Christoph Waltz.
I think he was in that, right?
Which movie?
Django.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
yep.
all right.
Yep.
All right. He was in Inglourious Bastards too. Then he could.
Yep.
That guy can like do anything, dude.
He was in James Bond Spectre.
Didn't he win? Hasn't he won like 2 awards already or something like that?
Not that of a good one.
For like his acting.
I'm pretty sure he's won Oscars.
I just can't recommend anything that James Cameron's made after like Titanic and up.
But Robert Rodriguez, this was like the first time of him directing like a money movie.
You know what's amazing about it?
It was just produced by James Cameron. Right?
Everyone looking at that weekend
came from James Cameron
thought that the movie was gonna like just bomb horribly.
Alita Battle Angel.
Here's what happened.
I hope so.
As of Sunday, it had only made like 28 million or something like that. So like, oh, it's bombed or whatever. But that was the estimates. Apparently, the estimates were wrong because after it got through Monday for that long weekend, it was up to like 43 million. They're like, oh, we only thought it was going to make 30 something. So it actually exceeded expectations. Looking at it, it hasn't been dropping off too far so far. So they're literally saying if China and Japan can be good for it, it might actually break even or make money.
Yeah.
And that came from people when it was first doing bad, saying, oh, this is going to be a $200 million loss, they're saying, overall, after like advertising and...
I gotta tell you, the reviews for Alita Battle Angel are... Like, the critic reviews are extremely bad for Alita Battle Angel.
Well,
let me pull up an
they're
example.
probably critiquing it as an
It
actual
was fresh,
movie.
but as of like Monday, it was fresh. But then I looked afterwards, and it was below like 60% or whatever.
They're
so
probably
it wasn't
critiquing it in the context of a movie instead of in its original art form, which is a
anime.
comic book.
So listen to this. This is Rotten Tomatoes currently for Alita Battle Angel. It is 59% for critic consensus.
Yep, it's just barely below fresh.
Audience score 94%.
Yep, exactly.
Which tells you
all that you need to know.
It tells you exactly what you need to know. The critics are fucking, they're lying to you. Like, this plot is basic, but think about it. Think of any sci-fi movie. What is going to blow you away over this? And this is from a manga, and there is a 1993 animated movie already for Alita Battle Angel. This holds true to the source material from what I've heard so far. Visually, this movie is fucking stunning.
Well, he took like a script.
It blew me away.
He took like a script from like I think like 1998, and he just made adjustments to it. Yeah. And added some more stuff from the comics to it.
Yeah, Cameron and like another dude had written like the original script years ago, but it was shelved.
Yep.
In the eye thing, shut up about the eye thing. It's not bad. Like,
they actually fixed it, in my opinion.
Yeah,
like at first, when they first like were showing stuff for it, it was like different.
Yeah, Robert Rodriguez said he was going to scrap the idea for the eyes or whatever.
Yep.
But they had already did like so much of it, and James Cameron was like, he asked James Cameron what to do, and James Cameron was like, there's too much white in the eyes. Just make the iris bigger.
Yep.
and so they just filled the eye out more with the iris.
Yep.
And it doesn't look as unnatural.
Yeah.
It still looks unnatural, but not that bad. But she is a fucking cyborg.
But they even show in the movie that... Oh, that's a spoiler. I won't say that.
Yeah, we don't want to spoil anything.
Wait,
but,
so you're saying that something that's based off a manga where typically in like that type of art style, the eyes are drawn larger anyway?
Yeah.
Yep. And we want these. We want these to exist. I am all about live action films for anime and manga and stuff.
Yep, as long as
like, I want my Akira. Like, if they can make an Akira like Alita Battle Angel, holy shit. That will be
or if they can make
the
Ghost
most amazing
in the Shell
shit.
actually good.
See, fuck. I didn't even see the Ghost in the Shell live action
either.
because I was too scared. I will because I love Ghost in the Shell really bad. But I want my Cowboy Bebop, my Akira, like throwing Trigun in there, dude. Maybe get some Kanshins in there. Like
Outlaw Star.
Yup. Get the what's the gun called in that? The caster
rifle.
Caster rifle. Yup. Get that in there. But
I would say Gundam, but that would probably be way too hard to do. It would cost so much.
They did.
What movie did they make? They did Pacific Rim.
Yeah. But Gundams fast.
move a lot better than fucking those things.
They're in space and they move like the speed of sound.
Well, the thing is though, they just draw the models and then they just fucking render it out. Like, it's just a matter of time.
They could do it. Yeah,
they could do it for cheaper if it took more time for the post-production. It's just that if you...
I understand.
I'm telling you though, like, fucking see Alita Battle Angel if you like science fiction.
If you like a good popcorn movie.
If you can get the movie to about break even at least, they will probably make another one just because James Cameron's cash cow Avatar is going to make that studio so much damn money.
Yep.
That they'll let him make
the next one. Avatar. No, dude,
I need them to make another one for Alita.
The rest of the world is going to put $1.5 billion into that movie. It don't matter how good it does here.
Avatar.
Yeah.
I am excited to see the second Avatar.
Yeah.
Because I like the first Avatar. I only saw one. It's a basic story, but visually it was awesome. Acting was fine.
The only good thing to come out of that movie was the Na'vi language. Okay.
Oh my god. All right. So let's just quickly move on. Netflix has canceled Jessica Jones and The Punisher. They were contracted for one more season of The Punisher. That's no longer happening. Yep. But Jessica Jones season 3 is still going to air because they apparently already filmed it or had most of it. Mm-hmm. I did want to talk about Dune more, but I guess we'll save that for next week.
We'll have to. We'll see.
We got a little bit. Well,
they've got a few more people that they need to cast yet. So
I want to get into it.
We got 9 minutes, man.
I want to get into it.
Longer than 9 minutes.
Okay. So, general consensus, I would say, is see Alita Battle Angel, and let us know what you thought about the movie in the comments. Mm-hmm. I would really enjoy other opinions on it. And that's all I'll say on that, because saying anything else is spoiling, but I want you to talk about something specific from the movie.
Well, critics typically hate on action movies more than, say, artsy films, so... The 50.
Well, critics see it. They're like, "Oh, this guy's just visually masturbating on screen. That's all he's doing. Nothing else to it. Dude's just jerking off with CGI right now." Like, and that's a critic being stupid.
Jerking off with CGI.
But anyway, let us know. Can you really
say that about James Cameron though? Jerking off about CGI.
James Cameron is really good, but no, the critics hate.
There's nothing that James Cameron's bad at if you actually knew who James Cameron is.
Okay, like and subscribe as always. Let us know what you think about the movie if you do decide to go see it, and we'll catch you next time.
See ya.